What is up, everybody? I'm down here putting the enclosure on my SeaArk ProCat 240. I want to show you real quick. I'm constantly seeing comments from people on social media, having people reach out to me telling me that they have an enclosure, but they're having problems getting it installed on their boat. This doesn't necessarily just apply to SeaArk. This really applies to any boat that you're going to run a winter enclosure on. So what I've done is just gone through and zipped all of the enclosure pieces onto the bimini. So opened the bimini up, went through and zipped the two sides, the front and the rear on. And let me move this real quick. And I just have them hanging. I've zipped them together just a little bit here in the corners, a few inches. They're zipped on the top and everything is just kind of hanging here. And what I have done is turned on this little buddy heater here. And I have it running. If you have one of those propane heaters that sits up on the top of a tank, they put a whole lot more heat off. And those will work better and faster. But some sort of heater, get it inside that enclosure, get it running, and start putting some heat off. And that will relax this isinglass, this clear plastic stuff. You know, everybody takes these and just kind of rolls them up when they store them. And when this material is cold, it's hard to work with, especially if it's all crinkled up. So when you get some heat inside of here, let that heat start building up. It'll start to smooth out all those wrinkles in that isinglass and start to relax everything. It'll make it a whole lot easier. So once I've let this heater run inside of here, it's hot in here right now. I'm ready to come out of this sweatshirt. But once I have let this run long enough to let all this isinglass relax and get some of these wrinkles and stuff out of it, get it a little softer, then I'll go down and button all of the buttons around the bottom of the enclosure, and then come back and close all of these zippers here on each corner. And that will make this process of installing an enclosure a whole lot easier. Get the boat somewhere where it's warm, or if you don't have that option, then one of these heaters. If you're going to run an enclosure like this, is to get together a little kit. And what I have here is all of the snaps for the windshield. These little snaps right here, these slide on the track on the front of the windshield. And then I've got these little screw snap pieces that go around the bottom of the enclosure on the outside of the boat. And then all of the mechanisms here to replace any of the snaps on the female side in case one of those gets broken or damaged. And then I keep a ton of snap extenders that I make here. I just buy nylon webbing and snaps from Sailrite, and I just go in, cut those nylon webs, melt the ends of them, and put snaps. And I make these little snap extenders of a bunch of different leaks. Sometimes, you know, things just, for whatever reason, you get a snap off or something else. You got a bunch of those snap extenders. It's real easy if you're having trouble getting one of them to connect. You just pop one of those extenders on there and move on. And then the other thing that I keep on hand, I've got a bunch of here. I've got spare zipper pulls and then zipper stops here. So if I have any issues at all with any zippers, happen to lose a pull or something. It's very rare that something like that would happen, but I've got all that stuff on hand so I can get that enclosure back up and running.